Hare Krishna, welcome to all devotees. Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 7, Schedule Incarnation, and we try to understand Shloka Kramanka 11 and 2. In these two shlokas, we can understand the Avatāras of Lord Hayagrīva and Matsya, protectors of the Vedas and living beings. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtike. Hare Krishna. Shlok Kramanka 11 and 12. Satre mama asa Bhagavan Hayashirasha atha.
Satre mamas Bhagavan Hayashirashakath.
Chandah maya makam.
Sakshat
Sakshat sah yagya purusha tapaniya varna.
Sakshat Sayagya Purushah Tapniya Varnah.
Chandamaya makamaya akila devata atma.
Chandamaya Makhamaya Akhila Devata Atma.
Vacha bubushu ushati shvasata asya nastah.
वाचा बभूव उशति श्वसः त अस्य नस्तः.
मत्स्य युग अंत समय मनुना उपलब्ध.
मत्स्य युगांत समय मनुना उपलब्धः.
क्षोणीमय निखिल जीवनिकाय केतः.
क्षोणीमय निखिल जीवनिकाय केतः.
विश्रंसिता उरुभये अक्सलिले मुखात में.
विस्रंसिता अनुरूभय सलिले मुखात में.
आदाय तत्र विजहार वेद मार्गान.
आदाय तत्र विजहारः वेद मार्गाम.
सत्रे मम आस भगवान हय शीर्षा अतः.
सत्रे ममास भगवान हय शीर्षाथ.
साक्षात सह यज्ञ पुरुष तपनीय वर्ण.
साक्षात् स यज्ञ पुरुषः तपनीय वर्णः.
छंदमय मखमय अखिल देवता आत्मा.
छंदमय मखमय अखिल देवतात्मा.
वाच बुभुषु उशति श्वसतः अस्य नस्तः.
वाचाः बभूः शतिः श्वसतः अस्य नस्तः.
मत्स्यायुग अंत समय मनुना उपलब्धः.
मत्स्याः युगांत समय मनुना उपलब्धः.
क्षोणीमय निखिल जीवनिकाय केतः.
क्षोणीमय निखल जीविका जीवनिकाय केतः.
विश्रंसितान उर्भये सलिले मुखात में.
विस्रंसिता अनुरुभेत सलिले मुखात में.
आदाय तत्र विजहार वेद मार्गान.
आदाय तत्र विजहारः वेद मार्गान्.
सत्रे मम आस भगवान हय शीर्षा अतः. साक्षात् स यज्ञ पुरुष तपनीय वर्णः. छंदः मय मखमय अखिल देवता आत्मा. वाच बुभुषु उशति श्वसत अस्य नस्तः. मत्स्य युग अंत समय मनुना उपलब्धः. क्षोणीमय निखिल जीवनिकाय केतः. विश्रंसितान उरुभय सलिले मुखात में. आदाय तत्र विजहार वेद मार्गान.
सत्रे ममास भगवान हय शीर्षाथ. साक्षात् स यज्ञ पुरुष तपनीय वर्णः. छंदोमय मुखमय अखिल देवतात्मा. वाचा बभूषति श्वसतः अस्य नस्तः. मत्स्याः युगांत समय मनुना उपलब्धः. क्षोणीमयाः निखिल जीवनिकाय केतः. विस्रंसितानुरुभय सलिले मुखात में. आदाय तत्र विजहारः वेद मार्गान्.
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord appeared as the Hayagrīva incarnation in a sacrifice performed by me, Brahma. He is the personified sacrifices and the hue of his body is golden. He is the personified Vedas as well, and the supersoul of all demigods. When he breathed, all the sweet sounds of the Vedic hymns came out of his nostrils. At the end of the millennium, the would be Vivasvat Manu of the name Satyavrata would say that the Lord in the fish incarnation is the shelter of all kinds of living entities, up to those in the earthly planets. Because of my fear of the vast water at the end of the millennium, the Vedas come out of my Brahma's mouth, and the Lord enjoys those vast waters and protects the Vedas. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Vedic hymns are generally meant for sacrifices performed by primitive workers who also want to satisfy the demigods to achieve their fruitive result. But the Lord is personified sacrifices and personified Vedic hymns. Therefore, one who is directly a devotee of the Lord is a person who has automatically both served the purposes of sacrifices and pleased the demigods. The devotees of the Lord may not perform any sacrifice or may not please the demigods as per Vedic injunction, and still the devotees are on a higher level than the fruitive workers or the worshippers of different demigods. During one day of Brahmas, there are 14 Manus, and at the end of each Manu, there is devastation up to the earthly planets, and the vast water is fearful even to Brahma. So, in the beginning of the would be Vaivasvat Manu, such devastation would be seen by him. There would be many other incidents also, such as the killing of the famous Shankasur. This foretelling is by the past experience of Brahmaji, who knew that in that fearful, devastating scene, the Vedas would come out of his mouth. But the Lord in his fish incarnation not only would save all living entities, namely the demigods, animals, men, and great sages, but would also save the Vedas. Om Ajnana-timirandasya, madam. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनाभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देश तारिणे। पांचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Today we continuing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 7, Schedule Incarnation, and we try to understand Shloka Kramanka 11 and 12. In the Shloka number 11, they describe about the incarnation of the Lord as the Hayagrīva, which is performed by sacrifice performed by Brahma, and this Hayagrīva appeared incarnation in sacrifice, that personified sacrifices, and his color of his body is golden, and he is the personified Vedas and also the super soul of the demigod. And when he breathed, all sweet sounds of the Vedic hymns come out of his nostrils. And here they're describing about these Vedic hymns are generally meant for the sacrifices performed by the pretty workers. And in second shloka, they're describing about the Matsya Avtara at the end of the millennium. Vishwa Vaivasvat Manu, at the end of the Vaivasvat Manu, of the name of Satyavrat, would see that the Lord is the taking the incarnation of the fish and is the shelter of all kinds of living entities. And in shloka, they're describing about the fish incarnation. Prabhuji will tell us in nicely. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So thank you very much, Mataji, for making us aware of these two important avatars who are actually our protectors, who are protectors of our knowledge of the Vedas. So, as we are seeing this particular section of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Brahmaji is narrating to Naradji about the different periodic incarnations of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. But then understanding Krishna itself is difficult. So, in the discussions, Brahmaji is telling that devotional service to Lord Krishna is the sacred path that liberates the soul from bondage of material existence and grants realization of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, why this statement is important is because all these discussions which Brahmaji is doing is after he had accepted to Narad Muni that, oh Narad, I am not the original creator. I am just a recreator. I do whatever is ordered. And I don't understand who my ordering master is fully because I am incapable of doing it. So, if you want to know more about the master, this is what I know. And that is the time he starts explaining. And he says that I could know up to this because I have done little bhakti. And whatever I have done, based on that, this realization has come. So if someone firmly follows this path, ultimately he can attain the spiritual abode of the Lord. I'm still not there. What do I do? So in these two verses, Brahmaji is talking about two very special incarnations of Lord Viṣṇu, namely Hayagrīva and Matsya. Both appeared to protect the transcendental knowledge, which is Vedas, and to safeguard the living being. So there's a commonality between these two Avatāras. And that is why we are taking two shlokas together. And again, we were ordered by Sakhi Shiromani Mataji as well. So the Paramatma itself guides us what is to be done. And that is how we try to understand these two Avatāras today. First, let us understand about Hayagrīva incarnation of Lord Krishna. It is an extraordinary incarnation. It is a protector of the Vedas. And the extraordinary part is, it is having a head of a horse. Now look at the name itself. Haya means horse and Grīva means neck or head. And that is why the name Hayagrīva. If you try to look at the iconography or the divine form, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So, if you look at the divine form of Hayagrīva, the head is a white horse face. Now, it is a symbol of purity and divine wisdom. The body, it has got a celestial human form. golden blue complexion. He has got 4 hands, Chatuhu. And those are holding book, that is Vedas in one hand, japa-mālā, abhaya-mudrā, and the varada-mudrā. That is how the 4 hands are there. It is sitting on a white lotus in a padmāsana form. It is having yellow garments, divine ornaments. So, such a wonderful divine form. And the special sign is the horse head with the crown. That's the distinct identity. Sarvajñah sarvavita sakshat Hayagrīva Matsya. This is a part of the Hayagrīva Stotram. That Hayagrīva is omniscient, eternal, and master of all knowledge. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The prominent temples are the Hayagrīva Madhav temple that we see in Hajo, Assam. Then we have the Parakala Mutt in Mysore, Karnataka, and in Thiruvanantha temple, the Kudlur, Tamil Nadu. So the spiritual significance of Hayagrīva is that he is the protector of the Vedas. He rescued them from the demons Madhu and Kaitaba. He is the bestower of knowledge because he gave wisdom to Brahma and Saraswati. And even now we know the benefits of worship, which are coming in the Hayagrīva Upanishad, 2nd chapter of 1st canto. He grants eloquence, enhances memory, and makes all branches of knowledge attainable. And so, even now down south, Hayagrīva is worshipped because of these particular benefits which we get. His arti is done every day in the morning in the Brahma Muhurta between 4 to 6 a.m. The mantra which is recited is Om Hrem Hayagrīvāya Vidmahe Hayavaktrāya Dhimahi Tanno Hayagrīva Prachodayāt. And he is offered white sesame, milk, honey, and books. So, this Lord Hayagrīva, he appeared for a very particular purpose. Now, according to Puranas, there were 2 asuras, Madhu and Kaitaba. Now, when we talk of asuras, their only role is to ensure that the instructions of Krishna are not followed. That is why they are asura. And they could see that the Vedas was having all the transcendental knowledge, and because of that, everyone was following Krishna. So they stole the Vedas from Lord Brahma. And after stealing them, they hid them in the lower regions of the ocean. Now, because the Vedas were not there, in their absence, ignorance, illusion, irreligion, it spread everywhere. Due to that, Brahmaji was also distressed. So Brahmaji and all the demigods, they prayed to Lord Viṣṇu, oh Lord, please, please, please protect us. And we all know, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrita. So in response, Lord Viṣṇu manifested as Hayagrīva. He fought with the demons, he slew them, and restored the Vedas to Brahma, and thus he destroyed ignorance and re-established Dharma. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the lesson for us is that Hayagrīva is the symbol of knowledge, wisdom, intellectual strength, especially revered by students and scholars in South India. He demonstrates that true knowledge can dispel ignorance and darkness. And Lord himself protects the Vedas and the Dharma. But then, this is material world. As soon as the God is not seen, the asuras wake up. And then, again, this is ashashvata, temporary. So there's devastation which occurs cyclically. So Lord also comes in the form of a Matsya, the Matsya avatar. At the end of every Manvantara, devastation which occurs is up to the earthly planetary systems. Vast waters are there. It submerges everything, including the earth. And up there in Satyaloka, even Brahmaji becomes fearful of this deluge. Now, Brahmaji becoming fearful of deluge, mark it very strongly, this statement which Prabhupada makes. Because we will see further how it results in the loss of Vedas. But then, the fear. Fear is a quality of the material world, even if you have reached up to the level of Satyaloka. And that is something which is constant, irrespective of the species or irrespective of the planet where we are there. That is the cause of our unhappiness. That is the reason why this is dukkhalaya. Because this is temporary. So the moment anything is temporarily, we are afraid of losing. So Vaivasvat Manu, he was formerly the king Satyavrata. So a good ritualistic king always ensures that he does achmana regularly, follows the regulative principles, does the deity worship. Because this is recommended in the Shastras that the Grihasthas should have vigrahas at their. So King Satyavrata once took water in the palms for achmana from the pond. And suddenly a small fish appeared there. And it is small little voice. It told King Satyavrata, please give me shelter. Now, it is a duty of a king to protect all the citizens, not only humans, everyone. So out of compassion, he placed it in a vessel with what? To the surprise of the king, the fish grew rapidly and the pot became small. Or I'll say the fish became so large that it outgrew the pot. So King Satyavrata had promised protection. So he then took the fish and put it in the pond. It continued to grow, and even the pond became smaller for the fish. So he ensured that the fish is put in the river. Now, even in the river, the fish became bigger. So he requested the fish, you can only be in the ocean, and that is how the fish was put in the ocean. But then he had promised. And because he promised, and whatever he promised, he fulfilled, the fish was happy. King Satyavrata soon understood that this was not an ordinary fish, it was the Supreme Lord himself. So the fish told him, the Matsya Avatar, Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa told him that you please arrange for building a big boat to protect all sages, all beings and essential seeds. Soon there's going to be a deluge. So Satyavrata, he took it as an mercy of the Lord. And as per the instructions of Lord Matsya, he arranged a boat. And there he ensured that all the species representatives were there in the boat, properly arranged for. The seeds of the essential plants were there. The rishis, the sages, everyone was brought and kept there. Meanwhile, here on the other end, the Vedas emanated from the mouth of Brahma and they began to drift in the waters of the deluge because Brahmaji was afraid. So the Vedas drifted in the waters. So Lord Matsya immediately retrieved them and safeguarded them. Now, when the Vedas were in the water, Shankashur, He had attempted to steal the Vedas. So Lord Matsya, he slew the demon Shankashur and thus protected the Vedas as well. And then when the inundation happened, everything was submerged, he also ensured that the boat was kept safely. And when the next period came, everyone was protected and they started the cycle again. So the importance of Matsya Avatar is that it is the protector of beings, it safeguarded sages and creatures in cosmic deluge. It is protector of knowledge because it preserved the Vedas, and it is Bhakta Vatsala because it responded to the prayers of the devotee Satyavrata. So the philosophical teachings that we get from these two shlokas is very simple, that we have seen in the first canto, second chapter, 11 shloka, that Lord is the ultimate truth realized in three phases of Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan, the personal form being supreme. Secondly, as we know in Bhagavad Gita 7.24 or say 9.11, Lord is known only through devotion. Bhaktya mama vijanati. The intelligent think the Lord was impersonal and has now assumed form, but in reality, Krishna is eternal, imperishable, and his nature is understood only through bhakti. The Mayavadis have a fallacy. They mistake Lord to be an ordinary being because they fail to recognize his divine form and activities. The purpose of Avatāras is always the protection of devotees, annihilation of demons, while maintaining the eternal divinity. And the remedy for Kali Yuga? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he inaugurated the Sankirtana movement. In this age, chanting the holy names is the supreme process of purification. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Through Nama Sankirtan and Nama Smarana, the heart becomes purified and one can attain the Lord. So these two shlokas give us practical applications in modern life. Just as the Vedas floated away in the floodwaters of deluge, similarly in Kali Yuga, the tide of materialism drowns the spiritual knowledge. Social media, reels, everything, materialism, it is drowning spiritual knowledge. Lord Matsya's pastime teaches that by taking shelter of the Lord, our knowledge, our lives can remain secure. As Srila Prabhupada explains, without the Lord, our existence is insecure. But with Him, even in the most fearful circumstances, we are safe. So the key takeaway, Hayagrīva Avatar is the symbol of Lord's protection of Vedas and wisdom. Matsya Avatar demonstrates compassion, protecting both beings and Vedas. The ultimate message is that the essence of the Vedas, yajnas, and rituals is love and surrender to Lord. In Kali Yuga, chanting the holy names is the simple and most effective path to the Lord's mercy. So concludingly, I would just like to say that both Hayagrīva and Matsya Avatāras reveal Lord is eternal protector of knowledge, living beings. Just as he rescued the Vedas and safeguarded the devotees during cosmic flood, he'll also protect us from the overwhelming waves of materialism if we take shelter in his holy name. Thank you very much.